Hi everyone, I thought I would do something a little bit different today. I've picked this small, it's quite a little book, flowers colouring book for adults, and we have all sorts of sort of quite basic floral designs in it. I picked this one, and what I wanted to show you was how you could colour it in a way to sort of make it look a little bit more I want to say realistic, but not really. I'm going to use budget pencils just to show you can do this with any sort of type of pencils. These are Arteza Premium Pencils. I'm going to start with the centre. Now, normally you might just colour it like this. So this is the jasmine yellow, by the way. Let's do that. And the leaves with a spring green. And, you know, you can colour like this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with just taking one colour and filling the space. I was actually going to do this before I started recording, but I didn't have time. Well, I got my opportunity to record, so I just jumped in and did it. It's a bit of a busy day today for various reasons, so I wanted to, as soon as I had the chance, I'd come and colour. So there's our leaves and a peony pink for the petals. And you can just put the colour in. It has been raining since 2 o'clock this morning. It is now 8 o'clock and it's still raining. It's not torrential though. It's pouring, but it's not. Yeah, it's not like we had the other week. Now, what I'm trying to show you when I get round to it in a minute is how you can sort of develop your colouring a little bit from just one layer to a little bit more, and what a difference, oops, I didn't mean to colour over there, and what a difference it can make. Now, it's completely up to you, obviously, how you colour. If putting down one layer of colour like this is what appeals to you, and some days it absolutely is what I want to do, then absolutely by all means just do that. Take one colour, fill it in, and off you go. If that's what relaxes you and you enjoy it and that's what you want to do, then do it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing it this way, so please don't think that I'm being critical and saying anyone who only does one layer of colour is doing it wrong or isn't sophisticated enough or anything like that. Colouring is not for me about making it look perfect, it's about having fun, but I know some people like to take it a little bit further. So there is a basic. That's how you could do it, and it looks really pretty, I think, you know. And I've got one like that coloured in here, quite basic like that one, but then this one is a little bit different, a few more layers. So what we're going to do is going to take a few other colours and show you how to change it up a little bit, so going from this to something a little bit different. So for the flower centre to start with, let's get a dark chocolate brown. But you don't have to use these pencils. I'm only demonstrating with these because they are budget pencils. I'm trying to show you don't necessarily need the most expensive kit to just change your picture a little bit. So now I'm going to take a lighter layer of this towards the middle. So I'm sort of scumbling and just putting a little bit in. It's still not particularly neat. There we go. Then I'm going to take this sort of reddish brown, this burnt ochre, go over the top of that dark colour and just add to it a bit more. And yes, this is taking more time. So if you haven't got much time, you might want to just not do this second part, you know. Sometimes it's nice to just get a picture finished and you don't have to add a million bits of detail. Now this is Amazon paper, it's cheap paper. This is ginger as well, so it makes a difference too to the picture. I'm actually pressing quite hard with this ginger on top of the bits I've done already to try and blend it together a bit more, but now I'm going to take a bit more further in. Yeah, husband's just nipped out to take the children and their friends to college. This is lemon yellow, and I've stupidly left the door open of this room, so when he comes back in, we'll be able to hear him. I'm not sure if this was a good choice to bother using this colour. Anyway, it's making it vibrant, that's for sure. And I'm going to leave a lighter bit in the middle, but I'm going to get that jasmine and just try and blend it all together. Make it a bit lighter in the centre. Okay, and now I'm just going to go back to my very darkest colour, which was the dark chocolate brown, and I want a really dark layer on the very edge, sort of on top of that black line and just around it. I'm just sort of going back over a bit. Now you could put a second layer of everything, but I'm just going to blend that into the colours that are there already and leave it like that. So there you can see how different that looks from the original flat lighter colour. So it just makes, hopefully it looks rounded as well. So that's that one. Let's do some petal work. So I've got a very basic, right in the centre here I want a really dark colour. I am going to use, I've grab some colours. Oh, this one I think will be the good. This is the magenta. Okay, it needs sharpening. It's been sharpened in a dowel sharpener for some reason. So right in the centre I want my darkest bit. I don't have to differentiate between the petals. I can put a really dark layer all the way around like this. Now you see I'm going really fast. You can go fast at this point. Now if the petals had gaps between them that you were wanting to leave white or put a background through, then you'd have to go a lot slower. But because of the way this is drawn, we can go quite quickly just for this first little bit, which is nice. Okay, now I need to blend that out a bit because it's too dark. So we need to go a little bit slower and just fade that out up each petal. And it's still quite easy, as I say, because they're all joined together. Makes it easier for us. Let's try and make sure I've got a line. There we go. Okay, so there's that. And then the outside, I'm going to put this dark colour on too. This will take a bit longer because they're not joined together. There are different ways you can do petals, but I picked this way. You can fade them towards the end, and then you could use that line, make them, well, we might be able to do that anyway. We'll see how it goes. Gosh, it's warm this morning, or maybe I'm just warm. I'm always warm. Yeah, as I say, it's raining, so I haven't got anything open, although I left the kitchen windows open by mistake all night. Only a teeny bit. I can lock them open, but I was always advised not to do that when the windows were put in, because they said, the guy said, although no one will ever be able to break in because of the way the windows are made are so secure, if you leave them open, someone might be tempted to try and force them open and they could bend them. They'd still never break the lock, so they claimed. But our garden isn't accessible from the back because we're in a terrace, in a mid-terrace, so you can't get into the garden unless you climb over several fences. But I still tend not to leave them open, but I did. It was nice and cool in the kitchen this morning, that's for sure. I actually put some socks on this morning. So yeah, it's, I do like it being this cool. Or even cooler, to be honest. It's a little bit warm for me, really. Okay, so we're nearly done with our magenta, so we're going to go with a slightly lighter colour next. We probably won't need as many colours for the petals as we did for the centre, because we can get the effect I'm looking for with less colours. Now actually I might, oops, go back to the peony pink. I think that was the one I used first. I'm trying to remember, don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go over what I've done already quite hard, like this. Take it, whoops, towards the centre of our petal and leave a little light section in the middle. Yeah, and we're going to do that all the way around. Shouldn't take too long, especially this centre bit. We can cheat again. Well, it's not cheating, is it? Oh, my nose wants to run. Thank you, nose. I'd rather you didn't. Oh, yeah, my one son's got his last 2 exams today. It's actually Tuesday. I think this video will be going out on Friday, maybe? I don't know. And so he's got his, but the other one's got exams on Friday, so I've got a couple of days where one of them's finished and the other one isn't. It's a bit tricky, because one's going to distract the other from their revision. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I cannot wait until it's all over. Friday afternoon, whoopoo! It'll all be done. My son will be home. He'll get their lunchtime bus home, and they'll be done, and that'll be it. And then they'll be on holiday from then, which is the 23rd, until 23rd of June. They'll be on holiday until the 18th of September. Wow. They're gonna have a look into learning to drive, maybe, or at least getting a provisional license and things like that. Okay, can you see what a difference we've made? Now, the very centre of the flower, where the petals touch the centre part, whatever you might call it, I want to do a little something with that. I just want to make it a bit darker. I'm going to use a black. Oh, this is the noir. I don't know why they call it noir. Gently, just a little bit. Just all the way around. There we go. Now the leaves, I picked a few colours. This is the jungle green. I need sharpening. My greens are really small from this set, but anyway. So with our stem, this one's it's got quite a thick edge. So if we go along the edge with the dark green like this, and across the top, and then fade it slightly inwards, we can start to make our stem look slightly more rounded rather than flat. It's quite hard to demonstrate on this one actually. Leaves, there are lots of different ways to do leaves. I think I am going to put a dark bit down the middle. So I'm going over that centre line quite hard, and then I'm just going to fade that out in each direction, like that. Same here. Quite hard down the middle. Oh, it bends round. That's awkward. There. Dark down the middle, and then a bit less each side. There we go. Now our next green. Now I don't know what this is. It's really small. It's a lighter version. I'm going to take the colour out towards the edge, not completely though. It's actually a completely different shade of green to the one I used originally, which is probably a bit silly, but never mind. This one's really awkward angle. I don't know why. It feels so awkward. Then I've got a light one. I might actually go back to the spring green that we used first to finish off. Basically, put down another layer. You can put it all over and it will sort of blend it all together. Pressing quite hard, as you can probably hear. It helps to sort of burnish it into the paper, blend it together. Now, we haven't made this look realistic. There's no way we can do that with a picture that's drawn like this. It's not drawn in a realistic way, really, and that doesn't matter to me. I'm just making it look a little more, a bit different, I suppose. Give it a bit of shape. So there we go. I'm going to finish there. So there is now that's taken 15 minutes. The initial layer obviously took a few minutes, but if you add on, if you spend an extra 10 minutes, you get a very different look to your leaf, to your flower. I thought I would just show you something that you could do. So yeah, if you spend just a little bit longer, a few more layers of colour, a few different colours, you can get quite a different effect to your flower. So there we go. I hope that was interesting for you. Thank you very much for watching. Have a really super day and happy colouring.